All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're jumping into a battle that every single modern business is fighting, whether they know it or not, the automation wars. And what's at stake? Well, just your efficiency, your ability to scale, and frankly, your sanity. So here's the big question, right? Zapier, Make, or N8N. Picking your automation tool is a huge deal. It's like choosing your main weapon before heading into a fight. It's going to define your entire strategy, what you're good at, and where you might be vulnerable. Let's figure out which one is the right fit for you.
So here's how we're going to tackle this. First, we'll do a proper introduction to our three main contenders. Then, we'll put them head-to-head on the stuff that really matters. We'll also get into that huge question of self-hosting. After that, I'll share some secrets the pros use. And finally, we'll lay out a clear verdict so you can walk away knowing exactly what to do. Okay, first up, the automation showdown. Let's get to know the three fighters. Each one comes to the table with a totally different philosophy, and they're built for very different kinds of people.
First, you've got Zapier. This is the undisputed champ, the market leader. If you've ever even thought about automating something, you've probably heard of Zapier. Its whole claim to fame is its absolutely massive library of over 8,000 integrations and an interface that's so easy to use, it's pretty much the default choice for anyone just starting out.
Next up, we have Make, which you might remember as Integromat. Make is all about the visuals. It's a powerhouse for people who need to literally see how their workflows connect and flow. If you think in flowcharts, this is for you. It strikes this really nice balance between being super powerful and not breaking the bank.
And our final contender is N8, the open source champion. Now this is a different beast altogether. This is the choice for developers, for tech-savvy teams, basically for anyone who wants to pop the hood, tinker with the engine, and have ultimate control over everything. So, how do these three actually stack up when you put them side by side? Let's get past the marketing hype, look at the hard data, and see what really separates them.
Okay, this table really tells the story. On one hand, Zapier is the king of integrations, no contest, and its learning curve is basically flat, which is perfect for beginners. But on the other hand, Make hits that sweet spot. It's more visual, which is amazing for mapping out complex, multi-step logic. And then you have N8N. Yeah, it has fewer out-of-the-box integrations, but that word extensible is key. It means if you have the skills, you can connect it to literally anything. And notice, it's the only one that lets you self-host. That's a massive deal.
And now, let's talk about money, because this chart is where things get really clear. For the exact same workload, 10,000 tasks a month, Zapier is going to set you back over $200. Make, just a little over $10. And NN, if you host it yourself, you're looking at about $20 for the server. For any business that's serious about scaling, that price difference isn't just a small detail, it's a fundamental part of your strategy.
You know, this quote we found really sums up a journey we see all the time. So many people get their start with Zapier because it's just so easy. But as their needs get more sophisticated and those monthly bills start to add up, they graduate to a more powerful, flexible, and cost-effective tool like NNN. It's a super common story. And that brings us to the biggest fork in the road, the real red pill, blue pill moment for anyone serious about automation, the self-hosting question. This isn't just about technology, it's really a philosophical choice. So here's the trade-off, plain and simple. With a cloud tool like Zapier or Make, you're paying them for convenience. You get peace of mind because they handle all the boring stuff, security, updates, making sure it's always online. But with self-hosting N8N, you're taking on that responsibility. In exchange, you get total control over your data, which is huge for things like GDPR and HIPAA compliance, and obviously way lower costs. The catch? Your time is now part of the cost. You got to do the maintenance.
And if you're wondering just how powerful that trade-off can be, get a load of this. One user shared that they are running over 120,000 workflows every single month on a server that cost them just $6. $6! That kind of cost efficiency is literally impossible on any of the other platforms. For high-volume work, it's an absolute game changer.
So, let's say you do decide to go down that path of ultimate power and control. What does it actually take to do it right? Let's pull back the curtain on 5 secrets that separate the hobbyists from the pros and turn fragile workflows into bulletproof systems.
Okay, secret number 1 sounds technical, but I promise it's dead simple. It's called using environment variables. Instead of pasting your secret API keys in like 47 different places, you store them once in a central, secure spot. The analogy here is perfect. It's like a contact list. If your friend changes their phone number, you change it once in your contacts, right? You don't go back and edit every text message you ever sent him. Secret number 2 is all about not trying to do too much at once. It's called batch processing. If you have 1,000 records to update, trying to do them all at the same time is a great way to crash your server. So instead, you break them up into smaller chunks or batches, maybe 25 at a time. It's just like carrying groceries. You use 5 bags instead of trying to juggle every single item in your arms. It's smarter and way less likely to end in disaster.
Now this one. This is what separates the pros from the amateurs. Proactive error handling. See, anyone can build a workflow that works when everything goes right. A professional builds a workflow that knows what to do when things go wrong. You build a separate path for errors so that instead of your workflow just dying silently in the background, it fails gracefully and sends you an alert. It's the airbag for your automation.
Secret number 4 is all about not trusting the data that comes into your system. It's called webhook validation. Think of your workflow as an exclusive party. You don't just let anyone in, right? You have a bouncer at the door checking IDs. That's what this does. It checks the incoming data to make sure it's legit and has everything it needs before it gets processed. This one simple step can prevent so many headaches.
And finally, our 5th pro secret, state management. This is where you teach your workflows to have a memory. You make them smart enough to remember where they left off. So instead of syncing your entire customer list every hour, it remembers the last customer it synced and only processes the new ones. It's exactly like saving your progress in a video game, so you don't have to start over from level 1 every time you play.
Okay, we've met the fighters, we've crunched the numbers, we've even peeked inside the pro playbook. So now it's time to land the plane and figure this out. How do you pick your winner?
Look, the truth is, there's no single best tool. There's only the best tool for you. It's pretty simple. Go with Zapier if you're just starting out, or if you just need to connect to some obscure app and get it done fast. Choose Make if you're a visual person who needs to build some really complex logic and you want that perfect balance of power and price. And you choose N8N if you're a developer, if you need to own your data for compliance, or if you simply want absolute total control to build whatever you can imagine. And that really leaves us with one last question, and it's a big one. The tool you choose says a lot about your ambition. Are you just trying to patch a hole and solve a problem for today? Or are you trying to build an architecture, a foundation that you can scale with for years to come? The answer to that question will tell you exactly which weapon to pick for the fight. Thanks for tuning in.